Imagine a world where human suffering has been entirely eradicated. There is no war, no poverty, no disease, and nobody ages. Everyone is guaranteed a job they are perfectly suited for. Casual, consequence-free sex is the norm, and there is a never-ending stream of easy entertainment. If any negative emotion ever surfaces, citizens have immediate access to a side-effect-free drug called Soma. It is a chemical intervention designed to wash away sadness the moment it appears. Curious, slightly ominous. This is the society envisioned by the English author Aldous Huxley in his 1932 novel, Brave New World. Yet, despite the lack of visible suffering, this world is widely considered one of literature's most terrifying dystopian nightmares. This creates a strange paradox for the modern reader. We are forced to ask why a civilization engineered specifically to maximize human happiness feels so deeply repulsive. The answer lies in the grueling, mechanical process required to maintain this level of constant satisfaction. Control in the world state begins at conception. Through the Bokanovsky process, human reproduction is industrialized. A single egg is forced to split into dozens of identical clones inside a test tube, and those clones are biologically sorted into rigid social castes, ranging from the intellectual alpha elite down to epsilons bred for physical labor. Once decanted, these children undergo strict psychological conditioning. The state employs hypnopedia, or sleep teaching, to whisper rhythmic slogans into the children's ears as they rest. By adulthood, these mantras about consumerism and caste loyalty are hardwired into their subconscious. For any emotional friction that manages to survive this programming, the state provides Soma. It acts as the ultimate failsafe, ensuring no citizen ever has to sit with an uncomfortable or dissenting bot. This absolute societal stability has a steep price. By removing the possibility of conflict, the state also eliminated the family unit, deep romantic attachments, and any search for objective truth. In this society, Henry Ford is worshipped as a deity. His creation of the automated assembly line is treated as a foundational miracle, to the point where citizens say "our Ford" as a religious invocation. The world state took the logic of the automated assembly line and applied it to the human soul, ensuring every citizen is as predictable and identical as a mass-produced car. The fragility of this system is exposed by an outsider named John, who was raised on a primitive reservation. He views reality through the passionate, tragic lens of a salvaged copy of Shakespeare's works. John's eventual rebellion leads to a direct confrontation with Mustafa Mond, one of the 10 world controllers, who attempts to justify the state's existence. Mond argues that high art and deep passions lead to instability and war. He defends the state's choice to sacrifice truth and beauty in exchange for guaranteed universal comfort. John rejects this bargain. He argues that the struggle to overcome adversity is what creates meaning. In his final stand, John demands the right to be unhappy, claiming that without the capacity for suffering, there is no beauty, art, or genuine individuality. John's argument is reflected in modern behavioral psychology through the concept of contra-freeloading. When given the choice, animals actually prefer to work for a goal rather than having it freely handed to them. We see the consequence of this in captivity. When wild predators are kept in safe, climate-controlled environments with endless food, they frequently develop chronic pacing and severe depression. They are protected from physical harm, yet they suffer from a lack of challenge. Human neurology operates on a similar framework. Our brains evolved to solve problems and navigate obstacles. We are not wired to thrive on a continuous, frictionless drip of dopamine. Without the weight of struggle, the machinery of our minds turns against itself. A life entirely devoid of negative emotion is a life devoid of purpose. This psychological reality gives Huxley's writing a unique prophetic power, especially when compared to George Orwell. In 1984, Orwell warned of a society controlled by surveillance, physical pain, and the strict banning of information. Huxley's vision was the opposite, a world controlled by pleasure and distraction. He feared that a government wouldn't need to ban books if citizens no longer had the desire to read them. Today, we live surrounded by material comfort and algorithms designed to provide instant gratification, yet rates of anxiety and depression continue to climb. Huxley's novel acts as a mirror reflecting our own consumerist habits, showing a civilization that prioritizes immediate satisfaction above all else. Our modern threat is the temptation to trade our humanity for a guaranteed smile, eagerly locking ourselves inside a cage made of our own comfort.